Decided. I'm just a polar bear trying to survive. Go, Tiffany. Okay, hey, you guys, welcome back. So we
Go,
did
Tiffany.
miss. We will get to that. We will get to that today because we got a long stream, do we not, Lily?
We're very long. I'm sorry. I accidentally opened up our stream in a different tab, and then I was like, "Why am I hearing my voice?" And then I go, "Oh, it's over here. That's why I'm hearing my voice. Look, isn't that great?" Okay,
We're live.
yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to do, guys. We've
ISO
got
pale moment.
lots of
Yeah.
stuff to do. Hold on here. Yeah. So,
So
oh no, you guys saw the stream title. It's a string of emojis. Um,
we got a string of topics.
Basically, yeah, we do. Real quick, let me move this over here. I'm so sorry, guys. Still getting the computer propped setup. All right. So just kind of going through things, site stuff, interviews, well, interview. Um, we got the songs from Poland and Belgium. We went ahead and we have national final results from Germany, Moldova, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Denmark, and San Marino. Then we're gonna go over national final things that happened in Iceland, Sweden, Portugal, Croatia. Then we're gonna look at what's happening in Serbia this week, and that's about it. That was much faster than I thought it was gonna be to kind of explain
Yeah.
everything.
And just a reminder, you guys,
Um,
Croatia's Dora is
yeah,
going to happen right after the stream closes. So
yes,
go ahead and
basically.
check that out. Go ahead and click through and make sure that you see that show.
There's actually a link in the description box to the live stream on the YouTube channel. Because it will
Hmm.
be on the official Eurovision YouTube channel. So I put a link in the box down there. There's also a link in the box down there to the streams for Serbia that are going to be on YouTube too.
Period.
I came prepped for y'all. There's a bunch of stuff down there. I promise, like if you never checked like the description box,
It's
there's all
great.
kinds of things like in
Oh, the
there.
description box. It's one of the like least it's one of the least appreciated, most well written things like
Yeah.
offered by the site.
So yeah, and then of course, guys, don't forget you can hit the like button even now.
Hmm.
That way we can bring more people in to talk about things. Let's
Get
what
more
to say.
perspectives, you know.
I was about to quote a Dathi Freyr song, so yeah. Let's go ahead and I was going to say, speaking of Dathi Freyr, we'll hold that off. So as far as the site goes, it was mostly just articles explaining how national finals work.
Hmm.
At this point, all the national finals are over.
Yeah.
But check that out. um, and we also had an interview with Leah Larson, who competed at Melfest yesterday. Do you want to kind of just go over the interview?
Yeah. So, if you guys saw Melfest last night, Lea Larsson performed Tretje KMH, which I learned is the actual pronunciation that I should have learned instead of Tretje kilometer I timmen, which is what I talked to her about, and like listening to the hook of that song and realizing it's KMH was kind of embarrassing. But I mean, aside from that, go ahead and check out her interview. This is one of the first times that we interviewed someone who came from primarily TikTok to become a musician, especially
Yeah.
in Melody Festival. And so very interesting journey. And it was just a really cheerful process being able to interview her at 5 in the morning my time. She was such a ray of sunshine. So I'm glad that I was able to talk to her.
I
Go ahead
also
and
like
check that
really
out.
I appreciated having the cultural context
Hmm.
going
Oh my
into
gosh.
yesterday, because like if you watch the like what is the song about,
Hmm.
it's like these cars they have in Sweden that only drive like what 30 kilometers per
Hmm.
hour,
Which
and
is
it's supposed to be in
frustratingly slow. I
drivers.
never drive that slow personally, but I
I don't know
mean,
what is that in like, it's like 20 km
so
or
yeah,
20 miles
my
per
man
hour.
like translated it into like a couple miles per hour, and he said it's like 18 miles per hour, and it's like, ooh, that is, oh no, I would have broken that law as like a law breaking teenager, but
Yeah,
we'll
like the
decide that
speed
now.
limit in my neighborhood is 25. So that would be like what 40 kilometers per hour for you all in the sphere of other
Something
places.
like that, yeah. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know math better than I do.
I just did that roughly in my head. Um Once we get like past a meter, I can't do it more exact. But
Mhm.
yeah, I appreciated having that cultural context.
Yeah, and
And
it
then
was
like
just so
when
much fun.
yeah, it was a fun performance and adorable. So let's go ahead and that's kind of all we really have to do with the interviews.
Yeah.
Real quick. So Spain is gonna host Junior next year. are
Oh
this
my
year,
gosh. Yes.
which
Yes, they
I know is
are.
gonna be a great show.
Mhm.
I'm kind of happy they didn't let France do it again.
Yeah, I'm a little franced out when
I
it
know
comes to
I'm a little
junior
tired of the
Eurovision.
French.
Yeah.
Says everybody ever. But yeah, like I'm excited to see what Spain's gonna do. I know they're gonna have a great time hosting it.
Mhm.
And yeah, let's see what happens.
Well, I mean, Spain is a long time coming down for another victory in junior. Like, I feel like it's just going to happen again.
Yeah.
So yeah, good for them for hosting. And I know that they're going to bring the victory of the energy of wanting to claim the victory again when
hmm
they host, because I think it's just going to become fashion now, where the host country tries to win a lot harder than everybody else in
I don't
junior.
know. I think because it's junior, so it's probably cheaper to host it.
Hmm.
And so, like, because it's going to cost less money, maybe we can win again. You know. Um.
I mean,
Also with junior,
Spain's fantastic
okay. Why do you
with
come over towards me
junior.
like you want me to hold you, and then I go to hold you and you run away? What is this?
Orange cat energy.
He's turning more and more into an orange cat every day. But yeah, that's about what happened there. Let's talk
Hmm.
about internal stuff.
Internals. All
Um,
right, let's do it.
what song came out first, Belgium or Poland?
Poland was selected first.
Okay, Poland was
So
first.
the
So let's
Tower by
talk about
Luna.
the Tower by Luna.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm down with that. I'm excited to talk about that.
All right, please do
Um,
tell.
okay, I like it. I think it's good. It's like number one, it's like got that like pretentious artsiness to it in the
Mm,
music video, but it's
I see what
also
you mean.
providing with like content. Sonically, I'm hearing Grimes goes pop. And I'm okay with that because I hate Grimes now. She's not a good person. And I like having something that kind of sounds like her music still.
Hmm.
But the vocal performance is way more accessible than Grimes' sort of thing is. So like I'm really into it. I think Luna's fantastic. I like the rhythm. I think it's kind of edgy and artsy at the same time.
Hmm.
I'm really into it. I think that the Tower is a good choice for Poland. How about you?
Nice. So I'm a little bit more critical of this song. I think to me it kind of sounds like a song that was written by Sia but sung by Halsey. Like that's just like kind of the click that I
Wow,
got
two
off
people
of
I
it.
can't stand.
And I mean like I'm not a listener of Halsey myself. Sia like I'm pretty okay with, but this song the hook like it's competent and it's sticky, which is good. I think that the televote would favor it pretty well. And her one thing though is her voice is incredibly unique. Like her voice is one that I'm not able to compare to any that we've heard so far this year. And I feel like just by propensity of that alone, it has the chance to stand out. The composition, I I'm not quite in love with it yet. I don't think I've tapped into it, but it's not like bad. It's not bad and I don't dislike it. I just don't feel like I've accessed it yet. I feel like it's still locked away from me, but we will see.
Okay. Some comments here. Georgios Papadopoulos says, I like Poland's song. It sounds to me like the song could be from Taylor Swift's album in a way.
Okay. In
Okay.
in in a sense, I kind of see why you would say that. In a sense. But I'm not like a big Taylor listener. I'm not a Swiftie by technical means. So
I like three of her songs. So I haven't listened to
out
like
of
her
like out
new.
of like the 500 that she has.
She doesn't make music for me.
Mm-mm, me neither.
And then we have Felix P with, I actually like the Tower. I saw a clip of her performing it, and the vocals were bad. It already makes
Mm,
me nervous. Okay, so
okay.
live, we're a little hesitant about it.
I mean, she has plenty of time to
She
practice.
has time to practice. We can hopefully get it together.
Mhm.
We'll
Yeah,
see
it
what
also might
happens
have been the
there.
mixing potentially too.
Honestly, some of this mixing is whack.
Yeah, this has been
Like,
like a really bad mixing year when it comes to like mics and like earpieces, just for national final acts in general. I feel bad for everybody.
yeah. And then Lithuania, Ukraine, Ireland, and UK are voting in the semi. Poland is assures Ukraine to qualify. You know what? Yeah, and as long as the
Honestly,
diaspora is behind Poland, Poland gets through.
mhm. Wait, okay. Like, I'm just gonna take a sec to describe the diaspora thing because there might be some folks that I met at the SF Writers Conference who are jumping in the stream. So the diaspora concept. If you're jumping in from outside the Euro fandom to come in, let me tell you about this. So there's a lot of folks who immigrated to the United Kingdom from Lithuania, Ukraine, and Ireland, and as a result of that, they have kind of like clusters of those cultures within that country who have a higher likelihood of voting for those countries, especially if the Big Five country, which is the UK, is already allotted to a semifinal where those countries are represented. So yeah, like there's a higher chance of it to qualify just based on that baseline alone. There is that cultural aspect.
Yeah. And then also just, we have rest of the world voting now.
Mhm.
And how many
They're
Poles live
everywhere.
in the US? There's Polish
I
people
know. I
everywhere.
actually do know Lithuanian, Ukrainian, and Irish folks from like out here in California. So the rest of the
Yeah.
world vote accounting for that, like it would still make sense.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's just one of those things where like we've got a big gathering here.
Mhm.
Let's see. I'm just looking for other comments here. Okay, so Mark compares performance goes, I get Ellie Goulding meets Ali X with Poland. I like it a lot.
That feels a lot more accurate than Sia and
Yeah. Her
Halsey to me.
voice
Way
her
more
voice is
accurate.
definitely giving me Ellie Goulding more.
Mhm.
It's a very unique sound. It's the kind of voice I gravitate towards with music from women just because like it's a vocal style that you don't hear very often, and I
Mhm.
like unique vocal styles.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
lot softer, kind of like a more spiritually spiritually is a bad word, but like a lot more demure, I want to say, kind of sound in her voice that's like very high but light. Nice sound, very nice sound.
Okay, we're gonna just hit on another comment here from Lorendi. She got time, and her song is way too easy to sing. She will improve, and her staging should be different because the person behind Polish stagings over the previous years will not be responsible now. So we're not
Said
going to
that
get any
kind of in a
special
pointed way.
effects.
Bury all of my things. Achman, he did not deserve that. Achman did not deserve that staging package. But thank you for the intel, Lorindy, because this is honestly great for Poland. You have a lot of potential here for a song like The Tower to stage it dramatically.
I mean, you know what? I had fun with the edits for the last 2 years.
The
The
Polish
Polish
edits,
edits.
the Blanca dance break edits, that was just that highlighted my entire May.
I don't know who was doing what for Poland, but I loved every second of your wacky staging. Who
Mhm.
knows? Maybe they'll have some augmented reality that actually makes sense.
Oh yeah,
Right.
augmented reality. We got to find out who's doing that this year.
Okay, so let's go ahead here. And let's move on to our next topic, which was Belgium. They released the song. So Mustii will
Mhm.
be singing When the Party's Over. I think we've had the song title for a while. We've had the artist for even longer.
Mhm.
Um, and we will have, we have the song now. So what are
Mhm.
your feelings about when the party's oh no, it's before the party's over, right? It's I keep
Before the
I keep
party's over.
mixing it up with the song by what's her name? So yeah, before the party's over. I am sorry is the name of the song that we have for Belgium. What do you think about it?
Similarly to how I feel about the tower, I recognize that this is very well done. It has like a really professional sound. It has that radio kind of appeal. It has the promise to be performed well and has also a promise for really good lighting design. But with that said, I don't feel like it's hitting me yet. And that's kind of sad in this sense because there is kind of like that slow build to a blow up moment. And I feel like that was supposed to get me and it didn't yet. It did not yet. In Eurovision, they might be saving the drama for that, and then I would be able to watch the music video after the point and say, "Oh yeah, now I understand it." But right now, as it stands, it kind of falls flat to me at the moment when I was expecting kind of just like a bigger bang. I don't know if I'm perceiving it wrong though, but I really like Musti's voice, and once again, I think with the lighting design, it could be very very dramatic.
Yeah, I mean, you say it has the promise for dramatic lighting. Does
Mhm.
it? Because Belgium's staging tends to be a little.
Scenic. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, not every time though. Not every because Hoover Phonic, their lighting design was fantastic.
But Hooverphonic also, I think, brought their own people in.
Oh yeah.
It was
Oh.
Hooverphonic. They were not going to be like letting the delegation do them dirty.
No, that's a good point.
I mean, Mustii might be the same way. He's not going to let the delegation do him dirty.
Mhm.
But I always fear for Belgium because the staging.
Staging is typically the caveat with Belgium. That puts them at a similar struggle to like Greece, for example.
Okay, so like when it comes like for example 2017, I'm gonna just go off there real quick.
Mhm.
City Lights is still a great song. That song holds up so well.
To this
They
day,
could have won. When was that? Was that 2017 or
2017.
2018? Okay, I'm sorry, I can't remember. But they could have won the whole contest. But that staging was such butt that like
The triangles.
it was like I don't know, like I felt like the staging really let them down.
It did. It
And
definitely
like
did.
that song could have won if the staging was at least halfway decent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, no, and then we get the staging and people are nervous it's not going to qualify. That's absolutely ridiculous. I am so happy they didn't win though because
We got to go to Lisbon.
I get to have my winner win 2 years in a row thanks to 2017.
Salvador. Mm-hmm.
Yes. But yeah, anyways, back to talking about before the party's over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like you with the song. I'm kind of lukewarm on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It exists. It does feel like it's building to something, but when it gets there, I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's nothing to pull me in and bring me in, really.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like it's kind of like pretentious in the way that I don't like. Like I said the tower was also pretentious.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like two kinds of pretentious I can handle. And this one's coming off as like the pretentious I don't like. Personally. It's a song, it's there, Mustii sounds good, but I kind of am not really gravitating towards it or any point in the song.
I'm gonna say something controversial. I'm gonna say something controversial. So I think what's happening with Mustii is kind of similar to the Duncan Lawrence appeal. You have kind of like that more emotional-esque kind of like dramatic vocal hook type white guy singing that ultimately turns into just kind of a safe place for a lot of people to send their votes because it's kind of like just something that they remember, kind of like an eye candy deal. And then that would ultimately get a good result. I see this doing a really, really well in the community, and I'm trying to gauge the community for more answers as to like what about this song makes it so special. And they keep telling me the blow up, the blow up, the blow up, but there is no blow up to me.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Yeah.
My
So
other thing
I
with
don't,
it,
yeah.
my other thing is, remember, I can't stand arcade. Like, I still have like arcade ranked in the 30s for me that year. I don't know why people like it so much.
Me too.
It's just maybe it's just one of those things like I don't click with that kind of thing, and I'm not clicking with this either. I have something controversial to say, but I'm going to hold back because we're going to talk about. It has to with another song on this list of songs we have to talk about today.
Okay.
But yeah, like I'm just looking at comments here. If you do not stop biting me.
And you guys, we're not trying to be critical just because we don't like this type of song. We are openly listening. So.
Yeah, like it's like I'm listening to it. I'm going into
Yeah.
it. I'm like, where there's a song that's this kind of song I like more. Let me see here.
Honestly, you know what it kind of reminds me of? Like early Hosier is kind of the vibe I get from it too.
Okay, I can see that vibe. I'm not a big Hosier fan, but I can get that vibe. Laurenti, he qualifies easily, but where is the roof for this one is a good question.
Excellent question.
Yeah. I think I can see going top 5, not top 5, top 10. I don't know if it's necessarily going to win, but it can definitely still be in the mix to talk about winning. Mark, Mustii is bringing his own people to do the staging, so hopefully they will do well this year. Okay.
Good. Good.
If you're bringing your own staging, we're good, Belgium.
Yeah.
Like, which broadcaster is this? Is it the Wallonian broadcast?
I don't even remember. I stopped paying attention to who like has the bill years and years ago.
I'm sorry. I keep getting distracted by somebody biting me. Belgium is worse when it comes to staging. I never trust them. Well, the good thing is at least now we know he's bringing in his own people, so we can trust that.
Yeah,
I still worry a little bit, but we can trust that. I don't know why people don't play with lighting more when it comes to Eurovision.
Right? Staging. Or it's just like when they do, it's just like that big ass ugly red. You know what I mean? Where it's just like red, and you're like, okay. I'm also watching this screen over here in this national final that has that same red. Did you email that red? Anyways.
What's the hex code, baby? Georgios Papadopoulos agrees with us on everything on Belgium. Okay.
I mean,
Um,
this also kind of seems like the song that's written for Eurovision, so it's waiting for good lighting design. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's not full package yet.
And Renato Pereira says Belgium qualified with less, to be honest. Yeah, I dare say Belgium won with less, to be honest. I can't stand that. Sounds awful.
Oh my god, she did not need to catch that stray. Come on.
I'll throw strays at Sandra.
I mean, that is true, Renato. Like you are right. We've seen Belgium in the final with significantly like more meager quality.
Felix P. Honestly, Belgium kind of ate with the staging last year. Can we use that, please?
Do I agree with that? Do you agree with that?
I'm thinking about last year. What was Belgium's song last year?
Oh my gosh, we should know this. We should know this.
It wasn't Miss You. Oh no, it was Gustav. Okay,
Gustav.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I apologize.
No, that was perfect. The staging
So
for
this
Gustav
is
was
the Walloonian
excellent.
broadcaster.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that means that this is Wallonia this year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I honestly Uncle Gustav brought that staging.
Mm-hmm.
They did eat last year. I mean, but last year was just like, let's just make it be like a 90s dance video.
And it was great that way.
It
like
was
they
great.
didn't.
The staging for Belgium was fantastic last year.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was
for
unexpected.
The kind of song
so
it was.
maybe sorry, I just read a comment from somebody. Like maybe we'll be there. Optimistic. Maybe Belgium's come around when it comes to staging. Yeah.
Who knows, Felix? I mean, if they kind of keep the same momentum, then they might be able to turn that energy around.
Yeah. Aria,
oh my God, Lili, you dragged that 13-year-old Aria winning son says.
Well, you know what? We don't have 13-year-olds winning anymore. We don't have 13-year-olds competing anymore.
Honestly, the whole idea of teenagers competing is very contentious anyway, so.
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of like 13's too young, 16. I'm like
I mean, 16-year-olds, for example, do like martial arts competitions against adults.
Yeah, they do. 16-year-olds also compete in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm. And I can't find a hair tie to save my life, you guys. So if you see me playing with my hair too much, it's because it's getting too long. There's Lily's ring light.
I understand.
Hair ring light, baby.
Sorry. He likes to do things he shouldn't do. What are you biting everything for?
You know what it is? He knows when you're streaming, and he absolutely needs to take your attention in the moment.
Stop it.
He's got all the tea.
Let's talk about what? Okay, you know what? I don't like this game. I don't like this game at all. We're not playing that.
He's fighting you. He's just straight up fighting you.
Oh my goodness. Why are you being such a mean baby? He wants attention, but when I touch him, he starts biting me. Sorry.
Naughty boy.
Savage Kitty. Honestly, maybe he's upset. It's
kind of crazy how the emoji kind of looks like him in like the stream screen too.
It does. You know what? I think what it is he's a fan of Mustii and he's upset. So we at least know we have a Mustii stan right here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like Mustii stans are pretty like bogged down by our review right now.
So if it makes you feel better, my cat is a Mustii stan.
Yeah, and we're being attacked like on the behalf.
I'm physically being attacked. So let's go ahead and let's talk about Germany.
All right.
They had a national final.
Yeah, they did.
And they have a song they selected, which was Always on the Run by Isaak.
Das Deutsche Finale 2024. Oh, wait, there's no way I could say a number in German.
Okay, wait. It's 20. Wait, right? Yeah. 20 is 20. So it's Wir und 20. Oh, no, that's wrong. I'm sorry. I messed it up. I apologize. So 20 is 20, right?
20.
And then 24 is Wir und 20.
So 20, Wir und 20 would be the number.
2024.
Ugh,
I think. George can correct me if I'm wrong.
Hey, Duolingo Owl, just so you know, I'm never picking up German.
Aber Deutsch ist fantastisch. What are you doing?
Fantastisch. I'm sure for you, but this like some tongues don't work with certain languages. That's why like I'm the Spanish language one between the two of us, and you're the German language one.
Sorry. So yeah, let's go ahead
Mhm.
and let's talk about Germany and
Yes.
how do you feel about Isaac's song there?
So I kind of like it. I kind of like
Me
it.
too.
I don't skip it. His voice is very nice.
Hmm.
It's a pop song. It's mid-tempo, has a good hook. It still might get last place.
I mean, yeah, I might still get last place because it's Germany we're talking about. Um,
I like
Here's
it
my
though. I
thing.
enjoy it.
I remember I said we were going to talk about. I put this in this order for this reason.
Mhm.
I would like to compare Mustii and Isaac, like the
Okay.
two songs,
Mhm.
because I feel like sonically they're very similar to me. I don't get why people like Before the Party's Over so much, but dislike Always on the Run so much.
Interesting. Okay.
Because like they sound very similar to me. I'm not saying
Mhm.
like anything like, oh, plagiarism. I'm just saying they kind of have the same kind of the same kind of
Approach.
I guess I don't know what word I would use necessarily, but
Okay.
sonically I find them to be very similar. However, I feel like I connect more emotionally with Isaac's vocal and Isaac's performance than I do with Musti's. So
Hmm.
if it's up to me, I actually prefer uh Always on the Run over Before the Party's Over. Like if it's up to me to pick between the two, I'm gonna go with Always on the Run. I think also with Always on the Run, um, it's just kind of like it's a performance I connect with more. And
Mhm.
like I said, I prefer his vocal style over Musti's, if that makes sense. I just like for
Yeah.
me personally, also the structures are quite similar, but there's more to grab onto with Germany's entry more immediately than there is. It's like it's not building up to something huge. You're
Mhm.
getting something and you're getting satisfaction before you get to that big point. That's supposed to be your payoff. But because you're getting that satisfaction and that payoff for me when it comes to Belgium's entry isn't as big and isn't as good.
Uh-huh.
Like for me personally, I feel like I'm getting something better out of Germany, if that makes sense.
Ooh, controversial, but I kind of do agree. And you know what I feel like kind of bolsters that? There's more lyrical content with Germany. There's more to focus on lyrically as well. So like the engagement is just a little bit more there, is what I find. But I completely like see why you're drawing this parallel though. Like but kind of with Musty, I feel like we are just waiting on something. And with Isaac, I believe we aren't exactly waiting on a certain element. It's already just kind of present and it's there. Like with Musti's,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm almost forced to be patient in a sense. With Isaak, it's just that there's promise that still could be definitely greater, but you don't feel like you're being like held back from for like the greatest potential of it. It's kind of like visible already.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was calling him Isaac. It's Isaak, isn't it? I'm sorry. I just
I mean,
sometimes I do
like
that.
it could be. If Isaak,
It's
Isaac, if you ever see this chat, correct us, please.
yeah. Okay, Mark says it is bad. It isn't bad, but what depresses me about Germany is that this could do better than Blood and Glitter, and that's which is ridiculous to me.
That is possible.
Agreed. I still don't know what happened with Blood and Glitter last year.
We
Um,
oh my gosh, we have never been more wrong when it comes to Germany last year. That was just and they didn't deserve it. They like
I'm
really truly
always
deeply did not deserve it.
I think I'm always kind of rooting for Germany low key.
Hmm.
Um, you
This
know,
is the ghost of you. Yeah,
not when it came to that
Germany.
song. That deserved last place. Um, I don't know. I feel weird because
Get
it's like
off
one of
my
those things
girl
where, like,
Jamie Lee neck.
I'm just trying to see here.
Wait, no, we roasted Jamie Lee a couple of streams ago. You could watch that back if you would like.
Germany is fine, but it's the type of song that is cute for the radio, but nothing special for the competition from Renato.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's what it might be as well.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like let's see. Felix P says, let's just give Germany 26th place and call it a day. By the way, his outfit was horrible. Let's talk about his outfit because I want to have that conversation.
Agent employee.
It was bad.
Pretty bad.
Honestly, though, I'm not gonna lie.
Woo.
When it comes to like plus size performers, they it's people getting the bad end of the stick most of the
Mm.
time. Like I'm gonna say probably the best outfit I've seen on a plus size performer at Eurovision, anything related, was Destiny.
I was. Oh yeah, I was
Um,
thinking that.
the silver fantastic. But if you look at the way they were going to style her for the song in 2020, it was going to be drastic. It was going to be dire. And look at the way she's styled most of the time now. It's like she's on a long black dress.
Mm-hmm.
Just put her. I don't know. It makes me sad. It's like, guys, we've come so far when it comes to plus size clothing.
With love, they dressed her like a nonprofit director.
Oh my gosh. No, with love, the way she was dressed at JESC last, what was that, 2 years ago? That was my band uniform. Literally, she was in my band uniform. I have it somewhere still. I still wear my band uniform. Like, I wear it as a Halloween costume. Like, if I want to be like, if I want to just be a witch real quick for Halloween, it's
That's
something I can easily throw on. Yeah, I've had it forever. It's like a long black dress that was like $40. When did I graduate from high school? Forever and a half. No, that was my middle school band uniform. So yeah, I've had that dress for like a long time.
Nice.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Sorry. Goodness. I'm just taking a look at other comments here. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the juries in Germany real quick, because like
okay, so I'm actually going to be looking at that like sheet because I did not watch Germany live. So let me see what kind of nonsense.
It was wild. Like the jurors this year have been insane. Between that one and then like what was happening in like UMK, the juries have been like having one.
Oh, the UMK juries that my heart will never forget what happened this year with UMK. This is very surprising.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at another comment from Lorenzi. Oh no, that's not Lorenzi. I'm sorry, it was Felix P. I meant to click on. The fact that Germany's song starts with "I am nothing but"
that bugs me. I don't like that. I don't like the opening lyric, and honestly, it was almost going to be a complete turnoff for me. But then I heard the rest of the song, and I was like, okay, competent. But yeah, it's almost as bad of an opening lyric as people tell me I'm a fish. Like,
oh my god.
Like, I love, but I really hate bad opening lyrics. And I am nothing but average. That I keep forgetting to mention that is what drags the song down for me. And the fact that he's dressed like an H&M employee, like, come on. Like, Germany.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Light the fire, girl.
Germany, yo.
No, I'm choosing to have faith in them. I'm making the choice to do that.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
All right, where were we again? Oh yeah, Germany.
Oh
Germany.
I'm sorry. We got another bad lyric real quick.
Oh.
But on your body smell like teriyaki.
Okay. This lyric will go down as the worst lyric of the year. I know that it was from the first selection back in like November, December when we heard that, but that lyric has haunted me more than "I'm just a polar bear trying to survive," for example, which is already trash. We've had a number of just questionable lyrics this year, but "Sweat on Your Body, Sweet Like Teriyaki" was.
Jordan, I have a request. Can you bring back the worst 5 seconds of every song?
Yes, honestly. Okay,
I need that to come back this year, please.
You guys, if you want this year, like since I have kind of a gap of time, like between national finals and Eurovision, worst 5 seconds of every song, I can get that back up. Best 5 seconds of every song, I can get that back up too.
I just did the worst
check
5
out my
seconds.
personal channel. I will be linking that like on all the stuff too, because there are plenty of worst 5 seconds in all of these songs.
Oh man.
Like, I don't know why my mind immediately thought Albania, but
raise your worst lyric, Mara, 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 bow down and kiss my tiara.
Okay, no. Exactly. That bugged me too. Because it's just like, how tall of a person are you expecting for them to bow down and kiss your tiara, Denise?
I don't know.
Gosh. Maybe I should do a different video. It's like worst lyrics of the year. Because there are plenty of like songwriting camp level bad, and then there are ones where it's like take a risk level bad, and I could analyze all of those.
I'm just thinking. I mean, there is a YouTuber I watch who does do that every year. He does the worst lyrics he's heard this year.
Oh my god! Please.
And I feel like he needed to make that for Eurovision.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, let's
I'll
move
collab.
on from Germany and let's talk
Mhm.
about Moldova. We have In the Middle by Natalia Barbu. It's
We sure
Natalia's
do.
second time at Eurovision, and what are we thinking?
You tell me first.
I like this.
Ooh, okay.
It's like
Mhm.
I liked it listening to the studio cuts. And then I think like I love the way it was kind of staged where like she was multiplied, like she had
Mhm.
clones.
And she was in the
I
middle.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But like it's good. It mixes like ethnic, it mixes a little bit of pop, it mixes a little bit like avant-garde
Mhm.
in there. It's a little bit of everything, and it
Mhm.
gives you like this really nice artsy package. I was really into it.
Yeah. And I like the artsy package that it arrived in and how unexpected it was because they could have taken this kind of like ethno smooth, like softer, beat heavy, loungy pop and
Hmm.
done like big dramatic staging with like a litany of dance moves and other dancers with it. They could have done something really predictable, but what they decided to do was an art piece. And it really, really, really suits this song.
Hmm.
Is it going to qualify? I am not quite sure because it's not hitting with a lot of folks, but I don't really get why. It's a really competent song. The performance is the performance is visually like it makes sense. Like it just makes sense to watch. Vocally needs work, but there's time. There's plenty of time for
This
that.
time, also, it's Moldova. They're
Moldova,
pro.
the ashiest lighting design you will see in
Ashy
Europe.
lighting design, potatoes run by like computers that the cameras are ran off of potato batteries. It's just like, what is happening? But I
We've
think that she
transitioned to
brought,
radishes from potatoes.
ooh, spicy.
Yeah.
Um, no, honestly, it's like I like this. I think that it's a good package, and it can
Mhm.
definitely be elevated for Eurovision. Here's what
Yeah.
it is with Moldova. I honestly, truly believe, like 75% of the time when it comes to Moldova, a lot of the Eurovision fandom kind of sleeps on it, and
Mhm.
I don't understand why. Because
Same.
Moldova has a proven track record of being able to elevate stuff. And
Mhm.
like even when they send songs that are not like silly, upbeat, fun camp, which is what they usually do,
Mhm.
or what people usually think of when they think of Moldova, they can still make nice, good staging. Like look at
Yeah.
the last time we were in Malmo. Like,
Last
I'm
time we were
sorry,
in
like,
Malma with Moldova. Oh, Omia. Oh,
yeah,
that was probably
gorgeous.
the best Moldovan staging ever.
Yeah,
Oof.
gorgeous.
Mhm.
And like, so I can see Moldova being able to bring something like really unique and interesting and like do it on a budget. Like I believe in Moldova. Like I
They
really
can do
do.
so many things on a budget. They need to teach other countries how to work a small budget. Like
And
truly.
sorry, like uh, they bought an IKEA closet and just
For
like
2018, yeah.
and blew everyone away. Like
And
it's
they
like
got like 8th, 7th place. It was crazy.
I trust in Moldova to do something decent. And I think
Mhm.
they actually have a good song. I
Mhm.
tend to like Moldova songs anyway because like they're not afraid of like sending something interesting.
Mhm.
And
That
so like yeah,
represents their live performers, like what they want to perform. It doesn't feel songwriting campy. It never does.
yeah, I'm just looking at some comments here. Georges Papadopoulos says, very controversial opinion. I prefer Moldova to Belgium.
Me too.
Same. Same.
We're gonna get attacked. We're gonna be
This is a safe
attacked.
this is a safe place. This is a safe place. We
This is a safe
agree.
place.
We agree.
No one can hear us in here.
And then from Mark, I like Moldova. My wish is for more strings and more layering of the vocals and harmonies, kind of like what
Mm,
Vesna do, and that would be incredible. Honestly,
yes.
there's no reason that can't happen like between now and like we have time to get the mix together.
Yeah, totally.
You know, we've got time to change up what's happening with the production because
Mhm,
like what you're critiquing are things that can be easily fixed in production.
mhm.
I
Yeah,
think that
and
could
they could be
that would
fixed
be
day of even.
magical. I'm sorry, I just thought about like changing up the way the vocals are and I kind of got chills.
Mhm.
Mark, you know what? Moldova needs to run you their check. Your check. How about that? Like send Mark some money.
Seriously. Get them on the phone right now.
Mm-hmm. Just trying to see here. Um This is true as well. Felix P says Moldova has run out of people or something. Literally, the last time they said a new artist went to ESC was 2019. Um, Maybe. Also, Moldova is a poorer country, and I know some countries struggle with funding.
Mhm.
So making sure that you have someone who's a little more established might help out when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yeah, especially regarding like the expenses that go into production. Like it helps out a lot, I'm sure, when the artist has a little bit more change on hand.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, I've got like cat hair on my face. That's itchy. I think I got rid of it all. Oh, I look weird without glasses on. Okay. Let's see here. Low-key kind of love Moldova. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to click on things. So Georgios Papadopoulos says Moldova's in their top 10.
Nice. All right, Natalia, look at you breaking the top 10.
K-pop 24/7. Moldova is being discriminated often by the fandom since it's the poorest country in Europe. Honestly, I don't know if it's that, if it's just people don't take them seriously.
I feel like it's a pretty big number of factors, but that definitely plays into it. Just Moldova being discriminated against, just being Moldova in Eurovision. I know some people who are just kind of turned off by the idea of Moldova, and it could be budget reasons.
I am too a Moldova believer. I hate when I see this at the bottom when some people literally can't sing in this national final. Agreed.
Oh my gosh, like Beaver. Redacted. We move.
Yeah, we move, and we're gonna like click on Mark last. One more comment here from Mark. Moldova is in my top 10 over Latvia, Belgium, Denmark. Fight me.
That is impressive. That is very impressive.
Yeah, and speaking of Latvia, Belgium, and Denmark, let's talk about Latvia. So Latvia chose Dons with the song "Hollow," and he made it, guys. He won. He didn't get second place again, so congratulations to him. Second place went to the song that was my personal favorite, but I still think that they have a good choice here with "Hollow." It's a man ballad. It's beautiful. We don't really have we only have one other man ballad really this year. So I think that this is gonna help Moldova out. Oh my gosh, help Latvia out. What do you think about "Hollow" by Dons?
I need a revamp. I desperately need a revamp. The song does nothing for me. Well, then again, I mean, I kind of struggled to find a favorite in Latvia in general. And this was after listening through the songs. There was really nothing that stuck with me except like one other song that didn't win. But basically with this song, I don't dislike it. I don't hate it. I don't skip it necessarily either. It's just not doing what it's trying to do for me as an audience member. It's just not reaching me. And also, I don't know if it's the styling or the lighting does. Okay, so like if you're playing like a video game on PlayStation 2, it's just like when you boundary break and then you see stuff that's like unrendered. That's kind of what he looks like to me. He just doesn't look properly rendered with his just like the way he's styled. He kind of looks unrendered, if that makes sense. Like old video game type of unrendered. And it's like, I don't know why that's bothering me. And then this might be a very specific kind of thing that I'm appealing to, but yeah, I take issue with that. Regarding the song, it's not there. It's not there for me. I'm sorry, you guys.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I think though it's a good ballad still. And I like his voice. I like the timbre of his voice. I find that really helps elevate it. It's like as a song, I'm like towards it. I do like I think he's one of the better male vocalists we have this year.
Yes.
And like just his vocal style is something I prefer over other vocal styles. I think I get like what you mean with like the rendering. I don't want to look at the screen when he's on.
It's like the stage feels hollow, frankly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels kind of like empty. Like it feels like it's not quite finished.
Yeah.
Staging wise, which I mean, that could also be intentional to kind of suit the song as well. And I think with did you hear my dogs? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, but but it doesn't do it well. I think it doesn't do it well to have that right now. If it's incomplete, then that's more reassuring.
Yeah. So I mean, I get what you mean with that. I'm just looking at some more comments here. This is from Mark. My issue with Hollow is Don's has that 100-mile stare and the performance. He looks like he could be singing about anything. It's not bad, but how can we connect with it if Dom South doesn't?
That's a great insight.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, Mark. It doesn't feel like
100
he's
Mile Stare,
connecting to
yeah.
it because it's like we were talking about Germany earlier. I connect to Germany, but I also feel like Isaak is singing it and he feels it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with Don's, I'm not getting that feeling of him feeling the song.
Like he's more of a vocalist than he is like the artist behind the song. It's like if
Yeah.
you create a dichotomy, then he's definitely just the vocalist, and he's a great, amazing vocalist. But the lyrics feel like they're being sung to be accurate to tune and accurate to pace than they are
Yeah.
like to be lyrics spoken from the heart. And that
Yeah.
is it's drawing away from the performance.
It's being technically it's good, but it's like
Mm-hmm. You gotta put some heart into it. You gotta bring some passion.
That's really what it is, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Just taking a look. So we have TV Back, who's like subscriber for a while. My first comment: Latvia is bottom 5 for me.
Well, hello, welcome to the stream, and also feel free to comment whenever you want, whenever you have thoughts on
Yeah.
everything. Like just feel welcome. All right, this is our zone.
Yeah. I can get that. Like I can see where you're coming from. I haven't ranked anything yet. I really probably need to get on it.
My ranking is very behind, so I don't know where it is for me either. But I can see why it's bottom 5 for you, and it could be because of the aspects that we just talked about, or is there something else that you're concerned about with the song that you can tell us too?
Like for me personally, I think it's like just like what Mark said. It's like there's no connection there. I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's competent. But again, there's not really a connection there.
Yeah.
And then Mark says after Aya not qualifying and understand going with a safe entry. I will say this: anyone who likes Aya, who's against the rest of the world vote, we had Aya qualifying.
We had it qualifying. We almost got it too. Were they not like 11th place in the semi or something?
I don't know, but that song was so good.
That's one of the best songs Latvia's ever sent, and I like Sudden Lights now. I mean, I disliked them when they got a result above Esamiba in 2018, but that was just personal vendetta. Now I love them.
Oh, I'm not over Esamiba. I'm never gonna get over that.
Me either.
Never gonna get over that.
I will talk about that every year.
My feelings for Latvia are exactly the same feelings I have for Germany. Okay.
Okay. Oh wow, I'm starting to kind of see similarity now between like the songs that we're talking about. I'm starting to see parallels between all of them.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's going to factor in.
I don't know. I'm just thinking like, okay, it was Latvia was 11 points back, was 3 points behind Serbia last year. They were so close.
We almost
if only
did.
the rest of them gave them 7 instead of 4.
I above Samo Misespava any day.
But I like both a lot. Luke, still, it's like
Luke, you had a great song, amazing performance, love the artistic concept, but Aya, that was mine.
I love both of them so much. It's like, maybe choose between them.
Deserved.
It's like, make me choose between my two. I don't know. What are you throwing on the floor?
Sophie's Choice, and I'd be like, yike. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. He's being just the worst today. That's my mouse on the floor, so I can't even grab comments. I apologize. Move. Okay, so I lost my mouse. I can't. Let's talk about our next entry, which is our next song, Estonia, one of Latvia's neighbors.
Yes. So you guys, we have our Estonian song. So 5 minutes and pull up with Nendes narkotikumidest eteame kulmidagi. Made it. And so we are going to be seeing that at Eurovision this year. What are your thoughts?
I have to learn how to say that title.
I had to look at it again because I promised you guys that I would learn how to say it verbatim. So I'm still committing to that.
I mean, I'm sure we'll get there eventually. What am I saying about this? Right. I like this one. It's fun. It's very fun to me. It's one of the ones that was our favorite kind of going into the whole competition too.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the staging was a little too chaotic. I could use a little more structure from the staging.
Mm-hmm.
But like I like the fact that we're getting kind of like this mix of like folky, avant-garde weirdness, electronic elements. It's a lot happening. but it's a lot of fun at the same time. And I'm happy that Estonia is giving us something that's like a little different from the usual kind of like overly polished package that they tend to do.
Yeah, which I mean, like, all love to Alika, but last year was very, very polished to a point where it kind of felt, I almost want to say, overly refined. This year, this song is maximalist to its core. Like, it is all loud. Yeah, and just like you said, it has it blends the traditional elements of like that kind of like lute instrument. It has the electrical kind of like dancey elements, and also it just has a really nice punchiness to it, really memorable rhythm. There could definitely be some structure on the stage though. Like, I mean, there are some structured moments when it has like the choreography time, or okay, one part of the staging that I really, really dislike is when they're just like playing that instrument at you, and they're chasing the camera with the instrument, playing it aggressively. I'm just like, back up, all right? But aside from that, it's still really fun, and we always need a song this year, or like in any Eurovision year, that appeals to children. I feel like this is the one.
Does this appeal to children?
I feel like it does. I feel like this appeals to children.
Okay.
I say that with respect though, because that could get you a pretty good result still. Look at Queen of Kings.
Oh my gosh. We need to stop with Alessandra. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of like low-key giving me also like elevated version of what's it called? Like the oddies, kind of like what we used to get from the mid oddies. I heard someone compare it to Let Us Vet, which I'm like, oh god, let's not compare it to that.
Let Us Vet? What?
I hate that song. I hate that song.
Who compared it to
I've heard people compare it to that, and like maybe I don't know. I have more patience for this.
That is such a reach. I'm sorry. That is an incredible reach. There's no way. I don't see the similarity at all.
All right, I'm just looking at comments. Lorendi says, Estonia is bringing a party to a national language. Also being better than Finland brings me joy. We need the staging. Oh, yeah, we need to change that staging up.
Yeah, it could work though. Estonia, they have a pretty good budget. It could work.
Right. TV Bag says, of the songs, I like Estonia so much more than Finland. So like of the fun songs.
So do I.
I prefer Estonia over Finland as well. I think it's because Finland just kind of like gives me the annoying.
Finland is trying too hard to be what Estonia already natively is. You know, like just Finland is trying too hard to be the fun entry to a point where it's grating and it's just too derivative feeling. Estonia feels authentically fun.
Okay. And then Lorendi says the artists that are performing this are big names, like Slimane level, but in Estonia. Okay. So like they're really big.
That's great.
Estonian names. Okay.
I mean, there's no Estonian diaspora really, but like Estonia, they're usually able to make it.
They have friends.
Yeah.
They look over like, hey, when are we gonna be able to join the Nordics? Hey, you guys are in the Nordic pot half the time anyway.
And they're like, I don't know, you're touching Russia.
Oh my gosh. Let's see here.
That's why Finland.
K-pop 24/7 disagrees though. Estonia and Finland share my last place. Disgusting is what K-pop.
Be honest. No, truly be honest. Do it.
I mean, I can kind of get that. And like I think Arya Winning Sun agrees with that. I'm exactly the same way. These goofball men are driving me to insanity.
I'm really sick of the fact that we're starting to expect that kind of like act every year, because I feel like it does kind of a big injustice to the musicians in each of the countries that really want to represent the country with something authentic, not necessarily for a stage show. I know that's a very polarizing view, because there are people who love this kind of entry. I'm the opposite.
Need I bring up why I'm pro jury at Eurovision once again?
Say it again, preacher.
I worry we will slip into the oddies, which is the worst decade for Eurovision. I am sorry.
Yeah.
It is painful to sit through some of those contests because it's just like cringe on top of cringe on top of cringe. And I have a high tolerance for cringe. I don't know. For me personally, I think this one is one that's like there's enough musicality to it that the silliness isn't the only thing it's got. If that makes sense.
No, yeah.
that's why I would take this one over some of the other kind of like campy, silly entries,
Mhm.
is because at least with this one, there's a musicality that is more interesting. It's not just being like, oh, look at us for being silly and fun. It's like, oh, here's a song that's kind of interesting, that's interesting sonically, and that we've got like this whole thing going on that, like, for me, I like a song you can listen to more than once.
Yes.
And this one I think has that let's listen to it more than once to figure out how the song works factor.
Mhm.
That brings it to me better. I don't like the staging though. I think the staging is giving look at us silly men,
Mhm.
but like because it's giving me that, oh, look at the silly men thing with the staging, it kind of holds me back from really liking this entry as much as I can, because the overall package I'm not into, but the song
Mhm.
I'm into. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? I feel like it
No,
makes
yeah,
sense.
I get it. And Estonia, they're a very intelligent delegation. They will know that this needs more staging. I just have a feeling that they see the pitfalls with the fact that this could be so comparable to Finland in the silly man sense that they
Mhm.
might want to do something kind of like big dramatic, maybe a big prop. And I feel like that could do them excellent if
Yeah.
they like invested in more stage show.
And Georgios Papadopoulos says, I agree
Mm.
100% with Lili. The viewership doubled since the juries were introduced. So, but right now I would try it once and put them in 40%, even though Sweden was my winner last year. Okay, like kind of pulling back. So juries only, have 40% of sway over.
Which I mean, that could still be really well done because the whole reason why this is happening in the first place is because of Turin,
Yeah.
when like all of those songs that didn't qualify with the televote made it to the final and pissed everybody off. And once again, if you're coming from outside the Eurovision bubble to the contest, like viewership through the stream, hello by the way, that was kind of a big issue, like the juries versus televote paradigm, and the fact that the juries had so much power.
Well, I mean, like, it's just one of those things where, like, what it is certain countries doing shenanigans.
Some shenanigans.
Some shenanigans, I feel like, were afoot.
Hmm.
And because we had shenanigans afoot, we ended up with the what we got. So yeah, let's
Hmm.
go ahead and move on from Estonia. Let's talk about Lithuania, which for me is the Baltic of the year. Which
The
feels weird
Baltic
to
of the
say.
Year. No, but I
Feels
mean,
weird to be like Lithuania
speak
is
on
the
it.
Baltic of the year. I mean,
Speak
we
on
all
it.
know I've been on Lithuania's side since the first Monacoing.
Mhm.
And
The
just
first
real
Monica
quick,
egg.
just to touch on the first Monacoing real quick. Have you listened to Jerry Heil and Elena's EP they did
Yes.
together? And
Oh
the
my.
title song on it has Monica Liu, and it's like, do you see now what my issue with Maria Teresa is?
No, yeah. I
Yeah.
see what your
Yeah.
issue is. It feels
Okay.
incomplete.
So, sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent there. If you've not listened to that, like I said, they had a EP they put out together, which is cool. And
Mhm.
Monica Liu's on it, and we all know I'm a Monica Liu fan, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so
Worshiper.
Lithuania is going to be singing Luke Dauk by Sylvester Belt, which I think
Mhm.
was the first song, one of the first songs we heard in the national final in Lithuania. How are
Mhm.
you feeling?
So this is so different for Lithuania. They don't do this typically.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's either they do like kind of a ballad, or they do like a pop song, or they do kind of like the Roop style dance viral song. This year they did not, I don't even want to strip it back to just say a pop song, something polished, something refined, something catchy, something modern, something accessible. They are going to do well this year. They're going to do so well this year. And I see the vision with this song. It's not at its capstone moment for me, though. I do want to distinguish it is not at 100% for me. And as a matter
Mm-hmm.
of fact, I feel like at this stage there's something slightly missing, but oh, I feel it. I feel it, and I see such good momentum for them.
Love it. I love the song. I love the staging.
Mhm.
Yeah, it has that red lighting we touched on earlier, but
Mhm.
like it's using it in a way that's a little different. I
It's
like the
the only one that used
camera.
it well. It's the only one that used it
I think
well.
I think it's just it's good. Like you could take this and put it in Eurovision. I think it would be great.
Mhm.
Um Possibly get Lithuania their best result ever, which isn't hard. They have to just make it top 5.
Yeah.
But like this is so good. It's such a like a polished, interesting, bit of like electronic pop that
Mm-hmm.
we're getting from Lithuania that's unexpected. They don't normally serve us this sort of a thing at all. I love this. I think this is just like, and it's catchy. Like, I don't speak Lithuanian, but I can look all
Yeah,
day long.
you remember it. Yeah.
It sticks with you the first time you hear it.
Mhm.
I can sing it so many praises. I can see where this can get even elevated higher for me with the right kind of staging and the right stage show come May. So yeah,
Yeah. And
I
it
love
has the
it.
kind of sound where it's just like the appeal is so wide, you know? It
Yeah,
has such wide appeal. Georges is
George.
saying Lithuania is solidly in my top 5 right now. Love it. Love Looked Up when it dropped. One of the few songs I love right now. It's consistent with that. Like it's pretty
Yeah,
consistently loved across everybody.
yeah. I'm seeing it really well liked. But Arya Winning Sun does say, I have no idea why Lithuania is not clicking for me. I just don't understand the
Mm,
hype and I don't like it. Okay, and why I
okay.
don't like it. Okay. I mean, hey, it's one of those things that we all have our different tastes.
I mean, and like, I don't want to exactly second what Arya is saying, but since it has been released, it has aged on me slightly. Not to a
Okay.
point where I'm like skipping it, but it has gotten to a point where it's just, like after that primary 3 minutes, I think it just might be I lost the interest level because of how familiar I got with the song. But yeah, it has aged ever so slightly. It's just bruised ever so slightly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Not to a point where I'm like skipping it though, like because that's not happening.
Here we go. Felix P says, I like Lithuania, and the more I listen to it, the more I love it. So
Growing.
it's growing and
Nice.
growing and growing. TV Bag says Lithuania is top 5 for me at the moment.
Period.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it also is. I mean, I'd have to do my rankings. Okay. Mark says Ollie and Mustii should be shaking. Lithuania is outdoing them by miles.
Wait, hold on. Why are we comparing those three?
Well, number one, we don't have Ollie's song yet, so I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what's
We'll
happening with
see.
that.
We'll see. I mean, Ollie might be shaken in a different way. We'll see.
Shaking the
I mean,
hips.
the
I
song
don't
is
know.
called Dizzy, I believe. So,
Mm-hmm.
so shaking a
So be
bottle of
spinning.
ibuprofen, I'm sure.
Arya Winning says, don't forget, every now and then we get Lithuania doing whatever the hell Reign of Revolution was.
If you want unrendered, Reign of Revolution was unrendered. Okay, that was PlayStation 1 looking.
I am a Reign of Revolution defender.
Uh, how is
The
it
thing
that I
with
always
that,
thought Reign of Revolution defenders?
the thing with Reign of Revolution is when you get it and it finally clicked. I hated it the first time I heard it. And then, like, after a while of listening to it, it finally clicked with me. I'm like, oh, this is genius. This is so smart. This is so clever. Yeah, no. Reign of Revolution is for, like, the jazz grandpas.
For me, Reign of Revolution was just like you are dodging the melody like Mayweather. Oh,
No. There was a purpose to that. Again, jazz.
oh,
You have to think of it. It's like more of an experimental jazz situation than
okay.
a traditional structured song situation.
Yeah, that puts a little bit of a garnish over the top of it, I'm sure. But
I
like
grew
then
up
again,
with like
you have a jazz background. I do not.
yeah, I grew up listening to a lot of stuff that's like, what is this? Why is this happening to me?
Hmm.
You know, kind of like jazz music. And that's what my grandpa liked. He liked that kind of like chaotic feeling. Um,
Freeform jazz.
yes. Oh, he loved it. He loved it. And it just drove me crazy as a kid, but I appreciate it more now.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay. Let me see here. Lithuania brings national language again, and I'm here for it. The song is also easily top 10 material in the final. Not sure about top 10, but up there. Slick, easy to understand, easy to stage, and a good party/club song.
Yeah.
And then also added also queer. So
Yeah.
that is true. Like
There's a lot of pieces playing into this that'll make it
yeah.
perform very well, I think. There's no way that it's not gonna perform well.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just trying to see. Sorry. Reign of Revolution was such a fever dream.
No, more than half of 2017 was a fever dream. More than half of those songs, okay?
2017 was wild.
2017 was exceptional with just oh Kiev, oh pre-war Kiev. Oh,
Okay.
goodness.
Okay. So let's go ahead. I think we've talked a lot about Lithuania.
Mhm.
Oh, Denmark.
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 Sad! Sad!
So Saba went with the song Sand. You know what, Denmark?
You did it, girl. You did it.
You proved me wrong, Denmark. What did I say? Denmark has one good
Finally.
song in the national final, and it doesn't win.
I mean, we didn't believe in you, but we were wrong. They did it. They picked the best song. They really did it.
I'm so happy for them. Denmark, congratulations. How do we feel? I mean, it's the
So
best. It was the best song they had by
this
far.
song it is Schlager electronic Swedish pop. It is so formulaically Swedish. This song is just so Swedish feeling to me, but the delivery is so well done. This song really, really suits Saba, I think. I mean, I have not listened back to her other stuff, so I can't compare it to her past discography. But
I
just
don't
looking at
think she really
how,
has much of a past discography.
yeah, that's what I
She's
thought.
coming from
Because
musical theater.
okay, got you.
When I
Which
looked into her,
explains the technique. That explains her vocal technique for
yeah,
sure.
like she's like a model and she has musical theater. She has a twin
Mm,
sister who's also a singer and does musical theater. When I was like kind of looking, you know how we put out like the little short little
mhm.
things. I haven't made this one yet for Denmark, but I have it halfway finished. So her sister got pregnant and she replaced her sister in Hair, which is a musical that I do really like and I think is underrated by people who watch musicals.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's really good, and I appreciate the fact that Denmark is going for something that feels competitive for the first time. You know, for the first time in forever, it feels like this can actually compete and do well in the semifinal to a point where it qualifies to the final and feels deserved. When's the last time this happened, Rasmussen?
Um the last time they qualified was Love is Forever.
Oh, that yogurt commercial song.
That song makes me
Ooh.
violent.
Me too. I
It's so
legitimately
bad.
think I lost maybe a month off the end of my life just by propensity of that song alone.
It's ugh.
I mean,
Um
I have a lot of ish to talk about Denmark, not this year though.
I have nothing negative
Saba?
to say about Denmark this year. Congratulations, Denmark. You have won the coveted Lili Doesn't Hate Your Song this year's award. It's a
Denmark,
very
here's a
coveted
hug.
award.
Here's a hug.
I can count less than 10 times. Less than 10 times. Like I dare say it's like the 6th song from Denmark I don't hate. So congratulations, Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just looking at some comments here. Honestly, let's talk about this real quick from Lorendi because Lorendi is absolutely correct on this.
Yeah.
Denmark in their legendary stage that gives them so much. It's my favorite stage of all national
It
finals.
was a
It
really
is up
good
there.
stage.
Denmark has a great stage every year consistently. I love the
Mhm.
Danish stage. It's so good. Vidbeer also has a really good stage.
Yeah.
But the thing with Vidbeer is like it doesn't change, but they use it so interestingly each year.
Mhm.
But like Denmark has like a really like my thing with the Danish stage is like why is it so good when your song's so meh? At
Yeah.
this point, we have the stage. We don't need to remake the stage.
Mhm.
Let's work on getting them songs better. Okay.
Like the stage for
Uh,
Yes, like when Yes won the national final back 4 years ago. That stage was fantastic.
and then K-pop
Incredible.
24/7, Justice for Choo Choo. The Nordics are lacking Asian representation, and Choo Choo was serving it. I remember this was your favorite from the MGP.
Who are
Honestly,
you speaking to? K-pop 24/7? Who are you speaking to? Because I know damn well that's not me.
like here's the thing. I like having representation from other like groups, right? I think that that's a great thing. We need to have more of it, but like for the
I
song that
really
wasn't
need. I'm sorry, K-pop 24/7. I need Asians in the Eurovision canon to do better. I just need us to do better. The best we got was Dami Im. The best we ever had was Dami Im. The fact that we had two amens in the year that the only other Filipino was going to be competing, and it was the most Catholic thing you've ever heard. We need more. We need Asians to do better. Choo Choo, come back again. Try to represent again. I like the promise of your song, but the song was awful. The song was garbage. To be honest with you, Asian mediocrity is still representation, but you know what? I feel like we haven't seen enough excellence yet. like Asian excellence, watch the Olympics. Asian
I was gonna
mediocrity,
say,
watch Eurovision.
oh my gosh. I was gonna say what the Dutch were giving us during the 70s was pretty solid.
Oh
Um,
yeah, huh? Oh,
I will apologize. I will be a water defender every day of my life.
okay,
Um,
okay.
I
Sounds
love that
cool.
song. Like people just like, I'm sorry, Waterman is what it was called. I thought that was fabulous. I think, yeah, no, I've got a lot of positive things to say.
Yeah, Choo Choo Come Back, get your justice, but definitely with a different song because this, yeah, this one that was just not it.
I'm kind of sad we don't really see a lot of people show up again from Denmark.
I
Like you kind of just
know.
get one and dones.
Yeah, don't get turned off. You could save your country.
Yeah,
You can
like
still
do
do it.
better.
Oh goodness.
Did you just say let's do it again but with drugs?
Hey,
I don't know.
hey, that might be a good idea.
Okay.
Okay, Eurovision Fam is not endorsing drug usage, but Choo Choo, if you want to throw a little bit more cocaina in the mix when composition, I'm just saying like that could bring just slightly more excitement. Arya Winning Sun says we need to address our staging though. I was flabbergasted by how bad it was. I actually did not watch this performance, so how
Oh
was
my gosh.
it?
It was an experience. I
That was
got a
Mirror Ball of
message.
Hope, right? Mirror Ball of Hope.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
I gotta watch it. Oh my god, I gotta watch it.
it was a choice. It was a wrong choice. It was a terrible choice. It was a bad choice. But it was a choice.
Ooh.
All right, I'm sorry.
Before I have my lunch, I want to watch that.
Go ahead. Try to see what we've got here. Okay. Did we talk about Felix P already? I love Sand so much. It's leading my third place right now, and I think Saba is giving us another running joke for Twitter. Honestly,
I
that is
love the
true.
running joke. I love the running joke because I mean, lyrically, Sand is not that great. It's not bad, but it's not that great, and it's just kind of funny sometimes. And like, yeah, it's providing for great memes.
Okay.
Saba is
Lorenzi
gorgeous.
says
Period.
she is very beautiful.
Hmm.
So Saba is gorgeous. Great styling, great staging, I think is what you meant there. Has something competitive finally. Agree. Generic AF Swedish songwriters, ugh, but let them into the final. They need it. Honestly, let this go into the final.
They need it. I gotta criticize the staging though. I feel like it's gonna invent another type of epilepsy just with the amount of just white light that is constantly attacking the the Like
It
she
didn't
used up
bother
all the
me.
power. She used
It
up all
didn't
the
bother
power in
me.
Denmark.
Yeah, because it didn't bother me because I have like photosensitive like migraines sometimes. So
Mhm,
like my sister makes fun of me because like when I watch TV I have them like lights on just in case.
mhm.
To kind of like come back on it. So it didn't bother me too much. It didn't hurt me.
Did it feel
Uh
cohesive to you?
huh?
Did it feel
No,
cohesive?
no, it felt fine. I'm just like because you said epilepsy. So I'm just
Hmm.
saying like it didn't like cause me to get a migraine or anything when I was watching it.
I mean that is great, but yeah, my worry is just like white lights, just
Mm-hmm.
constantly. It's just 3 minutes of white lights that are just
Yeah.
flashing at the audience the entire time, and that
Yeah.
it grows tiring for me to just physically look at, especially when I'm trying to focus on Saba. That
Yeah.
I'm getting a barrage of white lights. It's very disorienting to me.
Honestly, because the other concern I have is just the fact that like kind of Denmark just takes the staging and sticks it at Eurovision. They
You
might
can
change it up.
try me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then George Papadopoulos says Denmark is currently my number 2. I love this type of music, and I mean it. I mean, I'm going to Meltfest this year, so my love only makes sense. Okay, so yeah,
You're
again,
going to
comparing it
Melfest
to
this year?
Meltfest.
Nice. That'll be fun. See
Yeah.
daughter or Danny win. We haven't
Yes.
talked about Sweden yet.
We haven't talked about Sweden yet. We'll talk about Sweden in a little bit. So
Interesting.
that's about everything from Denmark.
Sand. It's a good song.
Yeah. All right.
Congratulations,
let's go ahead
you
and
guys.
talk about San Marino, which was a result from yesterday.
Oh my gosh, the drama that was the
I
San
can't
Marini
speak Spanish, so
selection.
I'm gonna have you pronounce the title.
Okay, so you guys, we have the San Marini song this year. It is Once Once by Megara. And if you remember Megara, they competed in Benidorm Fest last year and got, I believe, fourth place in the final. So they were rejected by Spain and accepted by San Marino. And I'm crediting Bruno
Like
with
how Nebulosa was rejected by San Marino and accepted by Spain.
yes, and I credit Bruno from Twitter for enlightening me to that because this happened last year and it's just the most hilarious thing ever. So thank you. But with this song, it's very interesting for San Marino again. I kind of like to see a band 2 years in a row from San Marino. It's very refreshing. Megara, they have excellent visual like aspect. They like the vocalist, she performs it very well. My issue though is that I cannot find the melody of the song to save my life. I don't know where the melody is. I'm sailing all the seven seas looking for this melody and it's not finding me either.
Yeah. No, I get that. I don't know, because I kind of do also like things that are amelodic. Like to listen to in my personal life. Whereas I feel like when it comes to like a competition, that's not a good thing, because how are you gonna remember the song when you're thinking back and you're like going through the recap?
I mean, Spain is voting in San Marino's semi, which means
Yeah.
Spanish fans are literally voting for Megara.
But in 2020, what year was that? In Turin, Italy was voting in San Marino semi too.
They were, and they said, Aquila Lauro, you a mess, honey. But it was great. He should have qualified. No, he definitely should have qualified in Turin. Are you kidding me? Ugh.
No, he should have. I mean, he was like, let me put on this lingerie.
Sexiest performance of
Let me put on this
like
lingerie
in the
and go.
country for sure.
Yeah. Augusto says, I made it to the stream at the right moment. I love Magara. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, bro.
I'm sad for Loredana.
I know you were. She just wanted to irritate her ex-husband. Can we talk about
I know. I wanted her to get to that point. I wanted her to go there and do that. But I also found something like really sweet and sad too about why she wanted to go.
Yeah, I understand that, but like, it's Loredana. Honestly, could you imagine if we would have had like both Loredana and Nebulosa at Eurovision this year?
That would have been picture perfect to me. Like
I wouldn't be able to handle it.
We're going into another era where it's the older women are showing everyone how it needs to be done.
We can talk about Mother in Iceland too in a little bit here, but like, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna rank Mother. I have to bring out like annual Mother Award.
We should do that. We should do that as an award, like for the site.
Annual Mothers.
Yeah.
Let's see here. San Marino. See from Lorendi. San Marino is annoying this year. It's still serving a bunch of memes. The last polar bear. They also, for some reason, striked Misja Eurovision channel.
Oh.
I mean, they are saints for the ESC thing. So, okay. Well, that doesn't
why
make
would
me
they strike
happy.
Misha?
Probably because, like, trying to hit it with copyright or something like that, which I don't like.
Marino's been trying to hit people with copyright.
It's given Sasha, whatever the hell his last name is.
Oh, married to twins.
Yeah. I don't. It's a recap video. Do not get upset when people are making a recap video. Let's not do that.
Especially like Misha makes excellent recap videos. I love Misha's recap videos.
Oh yeah, Misha is a holy grail of how am I handling this. Okay, so then TV Bag says Magara, justice for Arcadia. I'm happy they're going to ESC.
Justice for Arcadia. No, Arcadia. I think after Benidorm, like the performances last year was my favorite performance to come out of Benidorm 2023. So I'm really, really happy to see they get the revenge that they needed. say.
And then this is a comment about Loredana from Aria Winning Sun. Absolutely cackled when she got announced to come on the stage and turn the corner like a child telling their mom they threw up. I haven't laughed over it in years. I'm sorry.
It's like they caught her in the middle of something. She was in the middle of doing something.
She was busy working on something over there. But yeah, no. I think Megara is going to do well. We'll see what happens. I think they could qualify.
I think they're going to qualify. I just think they are.
For San Marino is the goal.
Yeah.
I think the goal for San Marino is anything but qualification, really. And so I hope that they get that. They're what, 50-50 qualification usually?
Yeah. Nowadays
it's been a couple of years, so hopefully they'll get through this time. Okay. sorry. I love Megara. From Mark, I love Megara. Another song solidly in my top 10. So happy for San Marino. Yeah.
But before we move on from San Marino, let me just say, Vladi, DJ Jad, Corona, and Ice MC with Questa Volta. Yeah. Anyways, Augusto, I do see San Marino qualifying with Megara. It's quite clear to me. Like I very much do see it. I think I would even skew it to say it has a 65% chance of qualifying, at least in my opinion.
I just love San Marino qualifying. Honestly, it because every year the ESC Discord puts like together a compilation of the different commentators reacting to the country qualifying, and the one for San Marino is always like whenever they make it through is always so nice and sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. Gonna close this down, and we're gonna talk about I don't know, those are kind of all the results of the songs we have. So let's talk about national final things that were happening this week. Could you stop it?
Go, Tiffany.
Go, Tiffany. So Song of the Captain finalists are here. We have, I'm going to just read the English titles of the songs because only English songs made it through. And guys, I am confident I can pronounce Icelandic, but not well. So let's go ahead and start with the list of them. For Song with Captain, we have Anita with Downfall, Bashir Murad with Wild West, Hera Bjork, aka Mother Iceland, with Scared of Heights, Sigel Olsik with Into the Atmosphere or Go Tiffany, and then Babe with Movie Scene. Go Tiffany.
Oh my gosh. So Siga, I loved your song last year, that Whitney Houston pastiche that you did last year. I love how you're sticking with just girl pop.
Yes.
Like electric dancing girl pop.
Yes.
It is healing me. It heals me to listen to that. So thank you, Siga.
Joy.
She is.
She's just
Reese
always a joy when she's performing.
Girl. Yeah.
Yes.
Reese Witherspoon, love you, girl.
Yes, no, I like, and then what was it yesterday? She's like, I want to look like a ice queen from space. I'm like, okay, and you did it. Like,
exactly.
And that staging was so cute. Oh, it was just, it was so good live. Like, it was so good.
It made me want to watch Sailor Moon again. Like,
I mean, low key.
Right?
She
kind of has a Sailor Moon vibe.
I'm going to go actually more Sailor Venus. She's giving me like more Mina than Usagi. But I'm also like a hardcore Sailor Moon fan. I'm like looking at, I have something Sailor Moon related within arm's reach, probably. I probably do, actually.
Giorgio says, I adore Hera Bjork. That's my fave, but I like Siga and some others too.
I always
love Iceland this year. I just love Iceland this year.
It was a good national fight. There's only one song in that. There's only one song in the final. I'm looking at like, what are you doing here?
Wait, okay. I'm gonna look at the songs too, just to refamiliarize with myself. Yeah, there's one song in the final that I kind of feel like, but that's about it.
I hate the little Jedward wannabes. Terrible.
That Vibe, was it?
Yeah, that's Vibe with Movie Scene. Not a fan of that one. Okay, I am mad that Blanca Fleur. I liked Blanca Fleur. Did not get the wild card over the JESC rechecked. Oh my gosh. She maybe had the best Song of Captain performance in Stathi, and I lost Siga and Iceland. I lost Siga to Icelandic Jedward. Honestly,
I don't know. Well, I mean, no, I don't know why she didn't qualify. It was a very good composition, and I frankly am gonna miss it.
I don't know what's happening with Icelandic Jedward and why they're there. Let's see here. Pun intended. I don't know. Right. So let's talk about songs, like, I guess, because now we have the final coming up. So we've talked about Go Tiffany. Which you both like.
We have.
What else are we liking personally?
So, I kind of want to piggyback off of the comment. Hera Bjork's Scared of Heights / Icelandic title. It's a Hera Bjork song, but in the best way you can imagine. It's literally just like older woman going up there slaying with an unconventional kind of color scheme, but it's so powerful. It's so warm. It makes me feel so like, it puts me in a Eurovision mood, but not in a way that feels like it's trying to impress upon the Icelandic public, like, oh, I want to be the Eurovision entrant, you know? It's just
Yeah, it's
good.
giving
It's just
solidly
so good.
Eurovision. But like it's like same thing with like Je ne sais quoi. Also, she looks great. I don't know.
How has it been 14 years since Je ne sais quoi, and she looks 14 years younger than 2010?
She looks great even with what was it,
Ah,
2019? She was also in the national
oh
final.
yeah, she was. She was.
And like yeah, no, I fantastic.
Mm,
I don't know. I love hair. I love hair to pieces. Nominee for Mother of the Year, as
mm.
always. I want to kind of talk about I think Wild West. I love the staging for
Yes.
that one.
Oof.
I was happy to see Andren was there as one of the backup dancers.
Yeah.
Um, Staging was fantastic, very dynamic, very interesting.
Mhm.
I do enjoy the song as well. It's not my
The
favorite
song has a
Bashir
lot.
song.
No, it's not mine either, but it has a lot of layers. There's quite a number of layers to it where it's like every time I listen to the composition, I'm discovering something new, discovering something more, which is interesting because as a song, it does kind of have a surface level appeal to it, but the more you listen to it, the more you kind of like pick apart all the like aspects that make it just kind of like an interesting song for Iceland to send in general. And I think Iceland would benefit quite a bit from sending this song just because like Iceland sending country type music tends to strike an excellent chord.
Oh, I mean, I think one of my favorite Icelandic entries ever, some of my favorite Icelandic entries ever, I think have that kind of like country esque feeling to them.
Yeah, uh-huh. They just know how to
It's a
do it
sound
for
I
some
kind of
reason.
associate with Iceland too.
Mhm.
What do you? I'm sorry, like this.
Also, Bashar performs it very well. The vocal needs a little bit
Mhm.
more polishing, but that could very easily be done before the final. Yeah, and the choreography is great. The styling is fantastic. Oof,
Yeah,
styling though, and the stairs, it's ready. Like
it's ready to
this is a
go.
song that's ready to go to Eurovision, and it's set apart from the other songs in the final because the other songs kind of you could see similarities between all of the other ones in comparison to this one. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, honestly, I think Iceland. I think Iceland has one of the better selections this year. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Why they need to do two semis?
Honestly, like I don't mind it because we get more Iceland. I love Iceland. I love the hosts. I love the Icelandic language. I'm okay with watching more songs with Kevin personally.
Yeah. Just gonna see here.
I know I'm sitting away like from the screen, you guys. It's because my legs are more comfortable in this chair sitting this way right now.
I'm also kind of like I have two monitors and I have a cat who is just being problematic.
If Sigga sings in the final in English, it would be the biggest mistake ever. Will Tiffany not go?
No, it's singing. She's singing in English. The
I
song is
know,
in
but like,
English.
but is Go Tiffany like? Are we just making a joke out of Icelandic words, or is
I
she actually saying
It's
Go
not making
Tiffany?
a joke out of Icelandic words.
Oh no, I want Go Tiffany. I want Go Tiffany. That is probably the most shallow thing I could say, but I want Go Tiffany.
Honestly, if my name was Tiffany, this would be my favorite song. Like, I don't like the name Tiffany. It's a red flag name to me personally.
Oh, it is to me
Um,
too. It was the name of my brother's like ex-girlfriend who was caused a whole like host of issues, but
I can think of like six girls. I can think of three girls in the name Tiffany, and all of them I cannot stand. So
I can
Tiffany
name
is a red flag name for me.
I can name two
Um,
girls named Tiffany who got into fights, picked those fights, and lost those fights. So two different girls named Tiffany.
yeah, no, I'm just thinking, yeah, like that's a red flag name for me personally.
But not
Um,
when it's Siga telling us that it's
to
Tiffany
go
who should go.
Tiffany.
Yeah. Ugh, dang.
Okay, sorry.
I love it, Siga.
Um,
Also, like even if you don't win this year, please come back because you bring the girl pop that just heals my soul.
yes, she gives us like early Whitney, and
Yeah.
anything that makes you think of early Whitney Houston, I'm happy with.
Mhm.
So come back again because like we love you apparently, are
Yeah.
clearly. I mean, I think it's a solid little national final. We have our five songs, or six
Mhm.
songs. No, how many? Five.
Um,
Five.
5.
I
Yeah,
can
5.
count.
That's a good number for like a hyper final league kind of
No, that's
setup
it.
for a Saturday night.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be watching that next week.
Same,
This week
same.
we also had Heat. Let's talk about last week's Heat. Heats of Melfest
Mhm.
first. So Heat 3 of Melfest was last weekend, and the direct qualifiers were Jacqueline with the Effortless, then
Mhm.
Give Me Back My Heart. Oh, sorry. Give My Heart a Break by Cassiopeia. I don't know why somebody said.
Mhm.
And then our second chance rounding whatever runoff vote situation
Mhm.
was I Want Shake La La Ganella by Ganella Pearson and For Dig by Cloudy.
Mhm. So, how do you feel about the qualifiers?
I would have liked to see Clara Klingestorm in there.
Me too.
Um, amongst the qualification, I think that Jacqueline is interesting. Her staging though is kind of like
It was
I've seen this
I.
already,
Yeah, it was I.
and that staging is just basically like a less elevated version of Je ne oh my god, Je me casse, not Je ne sais quoi. It was
Mhm.
like Je me casse, but cheaper.
Yeah.
Um,
I see why Cassiopeia made it. I see why she made it, but I almost want to say she's kind of hitting a wall with me too, because I don't like every Cassiopeia composition, and this would kind of fall in the camp of the ones that I don't like as much. Because
mhm,
there are some songs that feel kind of just like more artistic, introspective, layered, like Tattoo. And then there are
mhm.
ones that are kind of like this one, or like the past one that she did in Melfest, that just kind of feel like pop and not
Yeah,
anything more. And that kind of is well, I mean, Georgios disagrees. He said Kazi's song is a banger, but I love Jacqueline. Okay, and I mean, I might end up agreeing with that at the end of this season, but yeah, it's just not hitting the same notes that I feel like her other like past projects have for me.
yeah. Um, yeah, I'm okay with this. I would have liked to see Clara. I just also really like Clara. I think she's interesting.
Yeah,
Um, I'm happy Claudie made it through with For Dig. I didn't think
yeah,
that was
that
gonna come
was really
through.
good. I like Renee a lot too.
At least I got one Swedish language, kind of like introspective-y, kind of girly, simple thing coming through.
Hmm.
So then in the heat that happened yesterday, which was heat 4, our direct qualifiers were It Is Not Easy to Write a Love Song by Daughter,
Hmm.
Happy That You Found Me by Danny Saucedo, and then second chance was Done Getting Over You by Alban Tingwall, and then Circus X by Scarlett. How are we feeling about yesterday?
Let me just say, Scarlett, y'all, that was fantastic. That was incredible. And
Blew me
honestly,
away.
you should have made it to the final
Yeah.
immediately because that was the most striking performance of the night
Yes,
for sure.
it was honestly my favorite performance last night.
Hmm.
Because it's the one that like made me actually want to pay attention.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's the one that caught me right away. I was like, "Oh, this is good. Like
Hmm.
this is interesting. I want more of this."
There were different things
Um,
happening throughout.
yeah, it
It was
was
camp. It was
dynamic.
maximal.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
dynamic and maximalist. I
Hmm.
loved it. I thought it was so interesting to have. Um, I don't know, 'cause, like, and then other than that, like, I just if Danny Saucedo had brought us like Danny Danza, I'm like, give us more of that. I think he said like he wants this song to be more for the win than like Danny Danza was more for fun. Give us fun over the win
Yeah.
because like I already forgot the song.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a just get up and dance song. This song would have been more functional in 2013 as the revenge reprise of Amazing when he got second place
Mm-hmm.
behind Loreen, because the sound of this is so incredibly dated. It is at least a decade old at the very
Yeah.
minimum. It's not inspired by anything. The staging is great. I love the staging, but I wish they didn't have it for this song. I'm typically pretty critical about Danny Saucedo's just music in general because that I really respect him as an artist. But this song, I kind of it feels lazy. It feels lazy to me.
Yeah. Georgios Papadopoulos says, yes, Danny's song felt 2011.
Amazing. Yeah.
It was, yeah, I just, nothing about it sparks anything in me. Georgios Papadopoulos also says, Daughter's my
Mhm.
winner so far. Danny expected to win this heat, though because of his name, but it's given into club. Scarlett,
Also,
I
let me
love
say,
too.
daughter, someone give that girl some chamomile tea. She is so sick.
Are your winning son? I know what? I agree completely with this. Daughter for me has gotten worse every time. Cry was phenomenal. Agreed.
Agreed.
Bulletproof was good. Good. Little
Agreed.
Tot was fine, I
Yes.
suppose. Disagree. Little Tot was a mess. I prefer this over Little Tot. Because at least like
Okay.
I'm not distracted by the title. Um And the second one is Aging, Dated, and one of my least favorites of the year. It's disappointing because before she actually showed up at Melfest, I would have loved to have her at Melfest. I don't know what she's doing. Like, it's like everything she's been making for Melfest is just for Melfest.
Mm-hmm.
When it's like that's not what makes you an interesting performer.
Mm-mm. Like, if you guys have heard like old Daughter music, like pre Melfest, like when she put out like My Flower and Dive, music like that, where it was just a lot more, it felt more indie and it felt more authentic to her sound, because she kind of has like her old discography kind of has like a psychedelic prog rocky almost flavor that feels extremely like acousticy but authentic. Like authenticity was it, you could tell it in her voice by the way she delivered it. In Melfest, you could tell she's singing to compete.
Yeah.
Very, very big distinction.
It's very meh. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like that's my biggest issue when it comes to Daughter songs at Melfest, is I just feel like, oh, this is here for Melfest. This isn't here because it's a good song. And like, I think that's a big issue I have with Sweden in general when it comes to Eurovision, is they're more there to make a song for Eurovision than a good song. And like, it's really kind of holding them back. Like, it worked out okay for them when it came to like Loreen. And it worked out okay for them when it came to like Cornelia. Well, actually, for Cornelia Jacobs, I would say that song was more, let's focus on a good song than let's focus on a competitive song.
Yeah.
And
it still got 4th place, so that's excellent. That's typical. That's a typical Swedish placing.
Yeah, and like that's my thing is like when it comes to Sweden, is it just feels like they're more there for like, let's write a song that can do well, rather than like, let's just do a good song. And like, I think that's why I kind of feel stagnant towards them. And this year's Melfest, everything feels like that.
Yeah, this is probably the weakest Melfest year I want to say we've had in a number of years.
Yeah, and here's the problem. We've been saying this is the weakest Melfest year for like 5 years now.
They got to change up the formula.
But the problem is they won last year, so are they going to change up the formula?
Probably not at this rate, because people are trending toward the Swedish type formula now. So sticking with it is going to be fashionable.
I want Sweden to not qualify. I feel like not qualifying.
Anna Bergendahl moment.
Honestly, think about it though. That reset Sweden hard.
It did.
That was a reset that they needed.
Yeah.
And I feel like we needed them to not qualify for a year before we get a reset the Melfest. And I want that reset to come, because at this point, like, I just watch Melfest out of obligation. I don't watch Melfest because I want to, if that makes sense.
And even Daughter's song this year, it's just like, I know that this has a high probability of being the host entry, but I'm not drawn to it in the same way that like I'm drawn to a host entry being like, you know, because the host entry, it's supposed to have kind of like a magnetism to it. It's supposed to show it's just, I'm a musician in this country, and this is the sound that I want to produce that is authentic and true. It's just, I'm not getting that energy this year, not with any of these songs, or at least not with the ones that made it through.
Do we ever get that energy with Melfest?
Frankly, not since If I Were Sorry.
Oh God, I hated that song.
I still like that song.
It was awful.
To the desert on my hands and knees. I still love that song. I'm sorry.
I hate it. I'm just thinking about it, making me upset.
But I think that was the last time we got something relatively pretty authentic, wasn't it? Probably. Or the Mamas, the Mamas.
That's authentic to them more than anything else. But like, yeah. So Mark says, I feel like Sweden tends to go for teachers' pet options when it comes to Eurovision, which is a shame, as they do have interesting stuff in the mix.
Clark Lindstrom.
She would be a great reset for them.
She would be an awesome reset for them.
Yeah.
And not even like results ways, but just like Swedish language, like true songwriter type energy, which they don't ever bring anymore.
Yeah, I'm just seeing here. Okay. So next week they have the final heat, I think. And we'll see what happens there. Yeah. Kind of like.
Should I go over who's competing?
No, let's skip that. I don't really care enough. So last night was the first heat of Festival da Canção.
Yes, it was.
And we on Eurovision Fam are Festival da Canção lovers. Let's just go over the people who qualified, which were. I like the fact they kind of did a televote only qualifier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's come to it.
So, oh wow. No, I'm sorry. I want to go back to Malfest just for one more second.
Okay.
There's a couple of comments here, like this one from Georgios Papadopoulos. The thing, though, is Malfest is always rated mid at first, and when you look at Eurovision ratings, it's rated the best national final in 2013, 2012, 2023. Here's the thing, what I have to say about that. I think it's just because most people watch it.
Yeah.
More people watch it than any. It's like the easiestly accessible one.
Yeah, and there's like a specific kind of bias that's happening. I forget the name of the bias itself, but there is.
Yeah, it's like yeah, no. And then D Fromage says, at this rate, una voce, poor San Marino is going to have a much better national final than Sweden.
I already like San Marino's better than Sweden. I'm so sorry. I know that it's like I know that it's just like a BS San Remo, but I really enjoy the San
It
Remo.
is middle school San Remo.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it though. I love it.
It's precious.
San Remo on a
I
budget.
hope they do this every year.
Honestly, una voce for San Marino. Let them do what they're doing in San Marino. Does it feel like money laundering? Yes. I don't care. Okay, it's messy, but at least it's interesting.
Oh, gosh, I gotta go to that country. I gotta go to San Marino. But anyways,
Yeah.
so
So,
from
yeah, let's
Melfest,
go to
where are we going again? Portugal, yeah.
We're going to a country that has like the exact. We're going for a national final that's like the exact opposite of Melfest. Let's be honest.
Mhm.
It's like, well, Melfest is like, oh, let's go with what works for Eurovision. Meanwhile, Festival de Canção is like, let's just go and have a good national final with some great music. Remember that entry, like the opening? I love the opening last night. It was so good. It felt like it went
well
on
done.
a little too long, but it was still really good music.
Mhm.
So yeah, so semifinal one, we have our qualifiers, which like most of them are done half jury, half televote.
Mhm.
Whereas they have one like televote only qualifier as well. So our qualifiers were
Nena with Teorias de Conspiração, Perpétua with Bem Longe Daqui, Rita Rocha with Pontos Finais, João Borges with Pelas Costuras, Yolanda with Grito, and the second round voting qualifier, the televote qualifier, which was Noble with Memory.
Yeah. So how are we feeling about these qualifiers?
I love Festival de Canção.
Two of my favorites were in this one, and I'm glad I got both of them.
Which ones were they?
Yolanda, I love Grito. I think Grito is gorgeous. So good.
So good.
I really also like Pelos Costuras.
Oh my gosh. When is Portugal going to send something like this again? You know?
It's like, I feel like it's not like being talked about a lot from what I've seen online.
It's not.
But like the first time I heard this, I was like, oh, I love this. Like I gravitated towards it immediately.
Yeah. It was the only song of its kind for sure. Like in the semifinal, it stood out immensely. And it's because like Portugal, they don't typically do like the electronic dancey kind of sound, or they don't appreciate it in the same way that other countries do. Their take on it though feels so Portuguese.
Yes.
It's so distinguished.
It was I love it. It's so good.
Like, you're excellent.
It's my favorite one this year by far. It's my absolute favorite song in this national final. And like this is my favorite national final. Like consistently every single year, Portugal has high quality. Grito, gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Like that song is just heartbreakingly beautiful. And Yolanda makes you feel it. I think that's another thing I like about a lot of Portuguese entries is that the artists are really good at making you feel the emotion. And like you have the exact opposite of like Dawn's. We have our issue with Dawn's, you know, when it comes to Hollow.
Yeah.
It's like you feel this one, you know?
Oh, gosh, it's so good. So I would like to highlight Perpetua with Ben Longe Daqui. That song, it feels so like late 80s. I feel like it puts me in the mood to like watch an old 80s anime. It's just so warm and well done, and it's just so groovy, and it's just, I know I keep saying it's just I'm trying to work on not saying that as much, but this song has the kind of authentically late 80s sound that's not trying to be like retro per se, you know? You don't feel the word retro the way that other countries try to do like the whole disco-y type stuff. This feels like it came out of the last millennium.
Yeah.
So well done.
It feels like this has just been sitting on a shelf for that long.
For decades.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
those guys. Excellent work, but I do mourn Bispo's Casa Portuguesa for not qualifying.
Yeah, that was also a good one.
That was a piece. That was a piece. I loved that song. But I mean, I respect the qualifiers, and I understand why the qualifiers made it through because they were all really, really great. There was not a bad moment.
Ronaldo Pereira says, this year RTP did way better with the staging, camera work, and presenters. Although the hype here in Portugal is almost non-existent this year. Really?
Really?
Okay.
Why is that?
I don't know. For me personally, I mean, yeah, I guess maybe not. Maybe it's starting to taper off there in Portugal. But yeah, I do agree. I think this the lighting, the staging, the cameras were so much better this year.
Oh yeah.
I think we're starting to get more of the visual element because when it comes to RTP and Festival da Canção, the songs have been there now for the last what? God, I'm old. 7 years now.
Yeah.
The songs have been there.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, we just need to have and like the cameras weren't necessarily there, but they're starting to get there now, and it's like, oh, it's such a good.
They're growing. They're
it's
growing.
So good.
Yeah. God.
Yeah. And it was revealed today that last night's show had the lowest views since the revamp of 2017. What? Wow.
Oh my God. Why is that? Why is that? I see a couple Eurovision finalists just in this semifinal.
Should we just send everybody? Yeah, no. Yeah.
Portugal replace all the acts that we don't want to qualify.
There's an idea. Yeah, no. Okay, thank you for the insight though into what's happening in Portugal, which that makes me a little sad. I mean, like
Obrigado, Renato.
This is my favorite year personally, but I still think there's a lot of really great things that can really shine through.
Mm-hmm. I do question the televote qualifier though, Noble with Memory. I'm not quite loving that one.
Yeah, I'm a little on it too. But yeah. Then Mark says, I agree completely with this comment, Mark. The only thing with FDC is there's so much good that I always get heartbroken in the semis, more so than I do at Eurovision.
Oh, that's just what we got to live through. Sorry, I wish I could say something any more comforting. I cannot.
There's a reason why it's my favorite national final, because it's like you could just put on this playlist and have a good time. I think I might have to do that tonight because I'm going to be making something fancy for dinner. So I might have to just put on the Festival da Canção playlist and cook. I think
yes, sounds like a great
pro
time.
tip: if you have to make like something classy, the Festival da Canção playlist always consistently is great for that. I have a cat here on my face and it's driving me crazy. Do you want to go ahead and read off the people competing in next week's semi?
Okay, so you guys, next week's semifinal 2, we have Buba Espina with O Farol, Cristina Clara with Primavera, Leo Medea with Doce Misterio, Filipa with You Can't Hide, João Couto with Quarto para Uca with Pedcharo, Nomaka featuring Ana Maria with Aceitar, Maria João with Dia, Rita Onofre with Criatura, and Silk Nobre with Change. Do you have any favorites?
Hair on my face and it's making me insane. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
It's like making me really itchy. Oh goodness. Sorry. Honestly, I think my favorites were this week more than next week.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm trying to see if there's anybody in particular.
I really like Rita Ora's Onofre and João Couto's Quatro para I just think that they're really good compositions.
I was gonna say Quatro para I do really like a lot. Mm-hmm. That again is that's a composition I just put on and go, ooh, ooh, ooh. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to that one,
it was very uplifting energy, like insanely uplifting. Actually, that song is.
Okay, next one here is Maria João. João is the one I need in the final.
Maria João.
Yes.
Dia. Oh yeah. I think she's gonna. Yes. I think it's possible. I think just based on composition alone, she might have it.
Yeah. Let's see here. Then Mark says, "I love Criatura. Probably my favorite of the season. I hope it's good live next week."
That's gonna be my favorite in the semifinal coming up. So I really hope so too.
Yeah, I'd love to have that one come through as well. It's like I don't know, because I think with Festival da Canção, like send everybody to the final.
Yeah.
Why do we have to have a final? What if the cities? Everyone goes to the final.
20-song semifinal. Let's go.
Woo! And then Renato says, I don't know honestly. There will be elections the day after the final. Maybe it's the political turmoil that's throwing people's attention away.
Okay, that might just be a scheduling thing, huh? For a large part.
Yeah, that would make sense. You know,
Hmm.
is that why it's not on a Sunday anymore? But then I'm like, no, they haven't had a Sunday in a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think what's left is just Croatia and Serbia, right?
yeah. Oh gosh, we barely have any time. We kind of went long there.
Hmm. Yeah.
So let's talk about Serbia real quick. No need to name everybody.
Hmm.
So we kind of want to just run through that real fast. We can all go watch. What's it called? Dora. Here shortly.
Yeah,
So
Dora's gonna start
Serbia
soon.
is gonna kick off next week. And I had my
So
list of things pulled up.
yeah,
So
the
anyone you want
first
to
semifinal
shout out?
happens in 2 days. Let me see. Out of the first semifinal, who I would like to shout out? Give me just a second. I really like
Zoria's
Marco.
good. I love
I,
Zoria.
Zoria. Oh, once again, she could do it.
Yeah,
I think she could
Liku
win again.
Ogodaru. I love that song. It's probably my favorite one. We don't really have like a big Bond-esque ballad this year.
Oh, it's
And this is our
Bondy. Yeah.
big Bond-esque ballad.
Uh-huh. Very
Oh, it's so
Bondy.
good.
Hmm. I also really like Dno by Marko Mandic. It's just so I don't. It's like tribal in the best way possible. Yeah, and it's a bop.
It's really interesting. Oh, Zovi Milena by Lena Kovacic. Oh,
Yes. Oh
that's
my gosh.
good.
It's
That's
so
really good.
clean. So clean.
Yes. I'm sorry. Like we're like, let's talk about Serbia real quick. No, I'm looking at this first semi and like
And also Kavala Vavilon. That's an
yes.
anytime song. I can listen to that anytime.
Yeah, no, I am loving. I honestly really like the Serbian playlist.
Hmm.
It's another good one.
The Serbian playlist is eating, and I'm glad because it's kind of like a later playlist in the season, so we could get to still enjoy those national final entries.
Lorendi says Serbia has options and quite a few. Not winning this year, but decent results are achievable.
Good. That's all they need to aim for if they want like to attract good artists, and they've done that again. So
Right, this national final is the one that's the best for me. And then Lorendi also says just behind San Remo. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dano sounds like something from the PlayStation 1 game, I especially.
Yes, it totally does. Like Crash Bandicoot type stuff. Like no, like think about it.
I mean, you're right. You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I love it though. And I hope, okay, so you remember how last year we had like Prince's staging, how it literally looked like he was like a Prince of Arabia or just whatever it was.
Yeah.
I hope they go for something just as historical, theatrical, dramatic-y with that staging, and they bring out like swords or something. Like I want camp.
Ooh, sword fighting?
I want. Where's sword fighting? I feel like sword fighting we don't see in Eurovision anymore. When's the last time? Georgia 2007. Come on, we need more swords.
We need to bring it back. Okay, let's see here. I'm sorry. And then we have what's up next? Nadia, and then anyone in the second semi you want to bring up?
In the second semifinal, let me have a look here because I think I had more favorites here. Ramonda by Teodora. Excellent composition once again. Constructa, a bop again, but we all saw that coming. Yeah, I would say that those are the two that I absolutely need in the final.
Yeah, no. Constructa is great as always. Where is the other name I wanted to? There was somebody else.
Oh yeah, Dusan Kurtic with Zbog Tebe Živim also like is really good. It's authentically
Balkan. Philip. Yeah, I like Philip's song again this year. I mean, hey, I liked him last year a lot too.
Yeah. Philip, he's gonna go represent Serbia if he continues to do this.
Oh, eventually.
I don't see this winning this election per se, but I know that he's gonna be a winner. I think
our winner is gonna come from the first semi personally.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Serbia has options, and Serbia has options to do very well. Like Serbia can continue being Serbia.
Serbia.
That was terrible. And also I'm also on the team of Balkan win. Can we get a Balkan win, please? Please. I would love a Balkan win.
Because Belgrade. Belgrade would be so much fun. I loved the last Belgrade.
I feel like any country from the Balkans is gonna give us a good show. Any country winning from the Balkans is gonna maybe bring up some of the other Balkans we've lost recently because of cost.
Yeah.
I would just like a more affordable Eurovision once again.
Because I know the Bulgarian delegation would want to come to Zagreb, baby. I
Yeah.
know that they would
You
want
know,
to come to
I keep
Zagreb.
saying it, but it's really funny to me, like the fact that like in talking about Zagreb, we're talking about Estonia in a second. But like not Estonia, oh my god, Croatia in a second. Um on my phone, I have my VPN always turned on for all my devices.
Mhm.
But like I'm on my phone my most often. On my phone, I'm in Austria. I get so many ads of like visit Zagreb or like visit like Ljubljana. I get so many like come to the Balkans ads. I'm like, it's
Maybe
actually I
we
couldn't get
should.
those when I was here in the US.
Maybe we should.
Yeah, no. And then Lorendi, I'm sorry, because we're gonna talk about Dora here in a second. I do want to touch on this for a moment, like Lorendi says. Can we talk about how Raven and Sliman are gonna school Croatian artists on how to sing?
No, they needed help. The first semifinal, they needed help. They needed instruction.
I'm not gonna lie. Sliman, that song gets better each time I hear it live. He really can sing his ass off. Like
He can sing. He
I
can
think
very much can sing.
because we're all kind of like, what? Like, why are you releasing your song so early, France? What is happening?
Yeah, like November.
Meanwhile, I think France was like, oh, it's a power move, bitch. It's a power move. Like,
Yeah, and I'm starting to see that now.
it was a power move. It was like, huh. Because we haven't really gotten that many man ballots, have we?
We don't. And the whole idea that France is going to perform well based on all of the aspects that you just mentioned, plus more, it's very possible.
Yep.
I'm not happy with it though.
Yeah, it was bad. The singing was bad. The first semi of Dora. We have our finalists. I will try to get through their names now. Sorry. It kicks off in like 12 minutes. All right, so we have Diamanti by Natalia Balmix. Wupiti Tlizanbiti by Mario Batifaka and Robert Ferlin. More by Lana Mandaric. Can We Talk by Boris Stok. Stirna Dana Dat Bog by Stephanie. Dumesia by Pavel. Then Nepleshem Jognebav. Oh my god, Jogne by Sasha Lozar. Nevarjem T by Laura Demari. Babaraga by Let 3. A Tamburzita Lullaby by Alan. Is that pronounced like a J?
Yeah, I think it is.
Dras. Okay, Dras. Mm-hmm. Then we have Tishni by Eugen. Then Slatsik Suzagroka Lublav by Vatra. Voyana Geno with Demir by Demir Kajo. And I think he's the one who did make it to Eurovision the one time.
2020.
It looks like the fan favorite Rim Tim Tuggy Dim by Baby Lasagna. Mm-hmm. Gasoline by Marcella, and then Lying Eyes by Vinko. So, yeah.
There's a lot of options here. There's a lot of options and a lot of different angles that Croatia could take to do relatively pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
What are some standouts to you?
I don't know, because it's like, I'm like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. About Croatia this year, I feel like there was a lot of like iffy vocals.
Oh, there's a lot of songs that straight up piss me off in this final. So.
Oh really? Like what?
I could actually list. The list is actually too big, and I don't want to put those artists on the spot like that. So I'm not going to be.
Here's my thing with Croatia. Do we think they can qualify?
Yes.
I don't think you have a winner in this list.
No, we don't have a winner, but we have a number of qualifiers, very potentially. Like Baby Lasagna, Rim Tim Tagidim, I see that qualifying and doing well in the final, left side of the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Baba Roga by Let 3 also could do pretty well, but we already know from last year that they already perform well.
Yeah.
I'm not in love with this final. Also, Lara Damarin with Ne Vieruyemti is just a pretty good song. I like it.
Yeah.
Diamanti, though, I would say is probably my favorite composition and song.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Mark, his comment was funny. My favorite part of Dora last semi was Boris not giving a fuck during his performance, then looking genuinely in the way that he qualified.
Wait, was he the one? Was he the one up the mic that like, can we talk? Like, was that him? Was that Boris? because I did not like that performance at all. Like that performance set me on edge. It gave me anxiety.
Like, I'm sorry, like you show up and you just don't look like you want to be there. Yeah.
He was kind of giving like, I'm contractually obligated to be here the same way that Elena did last year in Poland. Where it's just like, I'm fulfilling my contractual obligations to be here.
Renata Pereira says, I actually like Baby Lasagna a lot. I wish the live performance was better.
They have time to work.
Honestly,
They have time to work on it. Yeah.
Same. The music video has a cow, and I'm always pro cow.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of like budget and a lot of thought that went into Baby Lasagna's entry.
What's funny to me is like he was a backup artist. Like
he was?
Yeah, they had released 5 backup artists in Croatia,
mm-hmm.
in case anyone didn't make it, like anyone had to pull out or whatever, and he was one of the backup artists. So he didn't even make the first list.
Wow. It looks like second list folks are just on the rise this year. That was Boris. Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not gonna talk about what I disliked because I dislike a lot in this final.
Yeah,
and Boris was. Yeah,
we try to stay positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do our best.
Yeah, Baby Lasagna was giving Lost Boys at his performance. I like it.
He did his best, but it did look like he was a lot focused on what was happening around him, like staging elements and making sure that like he didn't like bump into stuff. It looked like he
is a baby
focus.
Lasagna? Is it a lasagna for babies? Is it just a tiny lasagna?
I'm thinking like it's a lasagna in like a ramekin, like a creme brulee ramekin. You know?
Ooh.
Right? Like that sounds nice, especially if it's like a different kind of lasagna, like not the traditional kind, like a specialty kind. Yeah. That sounds really good.
Like I like a creamy chicken lasagna.
That's actually a great idea for a party to do like baby lasagnas. That's a great idea. I like that.
Well, thank you, Baby Lasagna, for
giving Baby Lasagna idea. For the inspo.
Let me see here. Yeah.
Oh, we have about 5 minutes till the show starts, don't we?
I know, right? I'm like, let's wrap it up. So people can get their snacks and head over to the YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. So yeah, thank you all for joining us.
It's always good to see you guys.
Sorry, I got distracted again. Yeah, but yeah, thank you all for joining us. We'll be back again next week at our regular time. Mm-hmm. Regular stream length, because 2 hours is quite a bit to go.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot to cover, like literally all these countries. So
yeah, we were
next
catching
week,
up.
It'll be a lot more relaxed next week.
Next week we only have to worry about what we'll have: the song from Serbia, the song from Croatia, of course. Yep. Then we get some internal selection. So Iceland will have their song. Mm-hmm. And then Cyprus, the Netherlands, and the UK all release their songs this week.
That's already way easier than this week.
Yeah. So it'll be a little more relaxed, a little more chill. The vibe will be a little less, okay, what's going on? And yeah. So thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
See you guys next time. Don't
forget to like the stream. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to go to our Twitter account, our Instagram account, our website, EurovisionFam.com. Check all of it out.
Join our mailing list.
And you know what? We got stuff going on the community page. We got stuff going on throughout the week, y'all.
Vote in the polls.
Vote in the polls. I had to make a poll this week because it's been a busy week for me. But yeah, thank you all so much, and we will see you again next week. Bye-bye.
See you guys next time. Bye.